Hello guys, Wobbles here. Welcome to my channel, your first stop for high rank gameplay and team building. Today I wanted to showcase a game with Adoroborus, which absolutely pops off. If you have any questions about the team I'm running, feel free to leave a comment below. And with that, let's get into the game. This game I'm playing against Abby Tato. Abby is playing a Sparks team utilizing fast TEMs that can get ahead very quickly. So I decided to ban the Zenareth because my team is very weak to crystal types and I don't have very great answers to it. She follows by banning my Pokus. I know I have to be careful in pick and ban here, as the Inky in the backline will still be a huge problem for my team if she gets it through. I decide to try and force her to not pick it by going Amphitheater to start. She decides to go Mashuk and Tolkien in response to threaten the Amphitheater, and I pick my Tolkien as well. She decides to ban out my Mudrid, and this is great for us because it allows us to now ban out the Inky that was also a problem. And then we fill out the rest of our teams. Here we see both heaters proccing on our Tolkiens, as well as the whip from my Amphitheater and the whip from her Mashuk proccing. Turn 1, I start by debating whether I want to spark my Tolkien and go for a Wind Burst onto Mashuk. So I realized that what I should probably do is just target down this Tolkien, because the sooner that the Tolkien goes down, the sooner that she doesn't really have a great answer for my Adoro, and then Adoro can just pop off on her team. Mashuk ends up swapping for Momo, and her Tolkien throws Fiery Soul onto our Amphitheater. We get the Thunderstrike off onto Tolkien, and a little bit of chip damage onto the Momo with a Wind Burst. Her Tolkien is now low on stamina from the whip proccing on turn 1, so if it tries to finish off my Amphitheater, it will overexert. I take advantage of this by swapping in Adoro, who has high special defense, and Kinu on the other slot to hopefully eat the Undermine onto Tolkien. Adoro eats a Fiery Soul pretty comfortably, and then Undermine goes off onto the Kinu, so that worked out pretty well for us that turn. With Tolkien now overexerted, we have a great board for Adoro to fire off a Cyclad. I target his Momo, and have my Kinu stonewall my Adoro to make it extra hard to take down. Now, I really want to ensure that the OB2 dies this turn so that she won't have access to Bush on the following turn. So after she sparks her Wolfie, I get a Synergy Master Emanip. She plagues my Adoro, trapping it in, but thankfully we were faster with Emanip, so we don't actually get the exhaust on us before we move. And Kinu Beta Burst the OB to finish it off. This is a great position for me to be in right now, as my Adoro is at +2 special defense, and her team is mostly special attackers. In addition, we also have Cyclab back online. Hell yeah. My Adoro is currently trapped in, thanks to handcuffs on Volfi, so I just decided to go for the Cyclab, and I figured that I'll probably live the Tornado because of the +2 from Kinu buffs. Just to ensure that my Adoro lives, I also click Revitalize onto it with Kinu. Tornado comes out on Adoro for a good chunk, and then we get to rev it off onto Adoro, which helps it live a Dust Vortex from Volfi. The Cyclab then fires onto Tolkien and just sends it to the Shadow Realm. Her Momo comes in after Tolkien goes down, and we know her Undermine is offline until next turn, which is good. I decide to just double into the Momo with Synergy Master Emanip, and I decide to OX on my Kinu with a Beta Burst just to ensure that it dies this turn. She barks my Adoro to lower its special defense, and we get our Synergy Master Emanip off onto Momo for a really good chunk of damage. Kinu then fires its Beta Burst, OXing itself to finish off the Momo. Volfi follows with a Sludge Gift onto Adoro. Mashuk comes in for the Tolkien and whips the Volfi, which means it's now faster than my Adoro. And since I'm low in stamina, I decided to just swap it out rather than eating a Dust Vortex. And with Kinu OX, I just decided to double swap and just take the hits on 2 other Tems. I swap into Amphitheater first to proc the whip onto my Tolkien. Volfi's DV finishes off my Amphitheater, but overexerts itself in the process. And Tolkien eats a Wastewater coming in. I send in my Adoroborus for my Amphitheater. I decide to focus down the Mashuk first, as Volfi's overexerted this turn and won't be able to do anything. So I decide to target it with a Wind Burst this turn on Tolkien to save my Tornado for Volfi next turn. We eat a Wastewater on Tolkien, but just live after a Poison Tick, which is good. And then Adoro fires a Beta Burst off to finish off the Mashuk. With only the Volfi left, I swap my Adoro out for Yaller to get Oshi online, and Tornado it with Tolkien for some good damage. Volfi goes for Sandstorm and finishes off my Tolkien, but overexerts itself in the process. And we should be able to take the match on the next turn with Oshidashi. And with Volpi getting finished off, that's the game. GG well played to Abby. I had a lot of fun that game, and happy Adoro got a lot of value. This team is a lot of fun, especially when you combine the Adoro with Pocus and Mudrid for sleep control early on, which really helps you set up those juicy Cyclops. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you have any feedback, feel free to leave a comment below. And until the next video, hope you have a wonderful day, and may the Elo gods be ever in your favor.